Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, it's great to have you. And today I'm going to be explaining the cryptocurrency altcoin season that is so close to being upon us. I'm sure you guys have heard people talk about how cryptocurrency is getting ready to have this massive altcoin season and altcoins are getting ready to go to the moon, and we're ready to see 2018 level of volatility that we haven't seen in a couple of years now. People are ready to have Ethereum back over $1,000, XRP over a couple dollars, and here, there, and everywhere, we are ready for these altcoins to moon. So I think the best way to explain this and why I think we are so close to this, not to say that it's going to happen, but to say that why we are close, is to look at the cryptocurrency market cap excluding Bitcoin. So we're going to be taking a look at the cryptocurrency altcoin market cap in its entirety to see where we are in perspective, how close we are to breaking out, and then the levels that we can really go to as an altcoin market realistically. So let's go ahead and dive on into that without a further ado. If you guys do enjoy what I'm going to talk about, make sure to drop a like and a comment on the video, and let's go ahead and dive on into this. So first things first, guys, this is the cryptocurrency market cap excluding Bitcoin, as it says in the top over here. Now, the significance of this is that we actually have a pretty good trend line that we are getting so close to breaking out, but we're seeing a little bit of resistance. So if you guys can see, I'm going to go ahead and highlight this, but this big old white line that we have up here is this resistance line. Now, we've already rejected this 1, 2, and it looks like we could either break out or reject this a third time. Now, this has been going back since all the way since 2019, so a fairly long trend line that we have been dealing with this guy. But the reason I say that we are so close to having this bull market is that we are at the end of this trend line. This is kind of this do or die moment where we either reject here hard and see a big fall in the price of altcoins and probably all of cryptocurrency, or we are ready to break out and immediately retest some heavy levels. I mean, we are ready to have the altcoin market cap go anywhere from 96 back to 115. If it breaks that, I mean, we're ready to go back into the mid 100s, 140, 150, and that could mean a lot of gains to be made all over the perspective. Now, again, I don't want to say that this is a guarantee to happen because we haven't broken this trend line yet. And in fact, we have tested this a couple times on a daily, on several different daily candles recently, and we've been getting slapped just a little bit. You know, maybe this is just us getting ready to wind the move. Maybe this is us just, I guess, break, hook, and going, and I'll explain that concept in just a second, but it's a very good possibility. So what I mean by this is that what we tend to do here, and what I'll show you guys as a common theme, is that what we did is we bottomed out over here in this area. So what we did is we broke out of this initial area, we came back, retested it, and then continued moving. Then, of course, we use the previous top as support again. We come back down, retest that previous top, its support, and then we break out to the next level. Then we look at the previous top from that one, we come back, retest it, and then continue moving upwards. Now we're right at this area and we are coming back down to retest this area. So if this trend continues, we're going to hopefully, ideally, break out here and see an explosion in the altcoin market cap and in the price evaluations of most altcoins themselves. However, we still have plenty of room to retest a real support over here. I mean, we're not on the 50 EMA, we're not on the 200 EMA, we're not really even close to either of them, and we're not at support, so we still have this support line. Now, I would be nervous if this 50 EMA broke, the blue support line that we have drawn up over here, if that breaks as well, and then we retest and possibly break and do not hold the 200 EMA. That's where I think things could get a little bit dangerous, but for the time being, we are in an uptrend. It's very clear. We have constantly just been like very, very healthy form of climbing for this altcoin market, and I think that's something that's extremely important to understand. So, you know, we have that golden cross on the altcoin market in its entirety, and this is overall signaled in an uptrend for the time being. So, you know, bullish until proven bearish, and the trend is your friend here. So that is kind of the attitude that I'm taking. But again, you know, it is at resistance. I'm not making any kind of crazy large altcoin purchases here, just because I think the time to do that would have been over the last like couple of months, and probably not right now when we are at this big old trend line resistance. So one of the things I want to highlight about this altcoin market furthermore is the volume and how we actually had a big old nice double bottom over here. So looking at this, if we zoom out just a little bit, we can see that this altcoin market, after the initial very large dump that it had back in 2018, bottomed out over right in here, right around this 30, what is that, 37, 36 range. Had a beautiful bounce, came back down, formed a lower swing high, which is not what we wanted to see, but it bounced off this area again. And what this is saying is that there are a good amount of buyers down here for these altcoins, and when the altcoin market cap gets too low, you're going to have some people that just aren't going to tolerate it. You're going to have some people that are going to come in here, a lot of people actually, that are just going to absolutely buy up the altcoins because they know that they can be significantly more volatile than Bitcoin because of the size of their market cap. And what I mean by that is a $1 billion altcoin is going to take a significantly less amount of money to move more drastically percentage-wise than a $162 billion Bitcoin. If you were to put $500 million into a $1 billion altcoin, or $500 million into $162 billion Bitcoin, the altcoin that is only a $1 billion market cap would move significantly more for that $500 million that go into it than the $162 billion Bitcoin market cap, just because it is such a large percentage of money coming into the cryptocurrency. So you could see a 50% gain in the altcoin, but you could maybe only see like, a 1% gain in Bitcoin, if that. So, I mean, technically it'd be less than that, but you guys get the picture. So that's why people like these altcoins. That's why people like buying them up cheap, because while they are riskier, they do yield, the greater reward. So the next thing I want to talk about is the volume that we have displayed so beautifully right down towards the bottom of this chart. So let me go ahead and highlight this guy. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking right down here. So what we have seen is the volume, for the most part, very, very steeply falling off. And this is another one of those things. When we have these great run-ups and then volume falls off very fast, we are getting ready for a volatile move. So maybe that's a big rejection. Maybe that's a massive breakout. We haven't done anything yet that's like too evident, but I think that this is just another signifier, along with everything else that's happening between Bitcoin and the altcoins, that the cryptocurrency market is getting ready for a very, very large move. And I think we're going to see that over the next, I know this is going to be a long time frame, but I think we're going to see that over the next 16 months or so. So we'll see. Again, I think everyone's talking about 2021 just being this year for cryptocurrency. I think that is a very large possibility, but I wouldn't put it on Bitcoin to do something crazy in a more shorter time frame than a little bit of a longer one. I think everyone's looking to have this December of 2021 massive run up. I think it could be possibly even sooner from that, at least from looking at the macro of the Bitcoin charts and the I guess more of the macros of the entirety of the altcoin market. Because if we're looking at this and we go to CoinMarketCap, we can see that the Bitcoin dominance right now up here is at 62.5%. That is a very hefty Bitcoin market dominance. Again, it's been higher and it's been a lot lower. I think that this should come back down to more so 50. This has been, below 50 before. It's been well over 50. I think that this does have at least 10% to come down from where it's at right now, which would ideally mean that the money flows from Bitcoin into some of these altcoins while continually getting some money in the Bitcoin. Not saying that all 10% of it's going to flow out, but I think that what we can have is some of these great altcoin projects that have these real working, active, game-changing products that promote the expansion of cryptocurrency. I think you're going to see those projects get a lot of love and maybe even take some of the market cap share out of Bitcoin. Now, one crypto project isn't probably going to get all 10%. This is probably going to be split up between, tens, if not maybe even hundreds of cryptocurrencies that could flow into possibly. So, finishing off this, guys, let's go ahead and talk about projections. So if this does ultimately break out, I think that it would immediately test this previous high of 115, possibly even up towards that 140. We'll have to see. If that were to break, the sky is the limit, because what you then have is a zone over here where altcoins can kind of go to the moon. Next resistance isn't really till 260, so you have a big old fat area between 180 and 260 where the altcoins can kind of run wild, which is crazy. Now, if it breaks this, what? We have previous highs at almost 500. So we'll have to see. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go straight from 100 to 500 or anything like that, but there are obviously a lot of layers in here, but for the sake of time, I don't want to break down all of it. Now, if we're looking towards the downside of the altcoin market, of course, we do have this ultimate bottom that we have tested twice. Ideally, we want to set in a higher swing low here. You don't want to have to retest this a third time. It would not be a good sign, and I would start seeing a descending triangle forming, which would be a pretty bad scenario in my opinion. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to test back down into the 30s of a altcoin market cap again. I think if anything, we really need to hold above 50. Anything above that wouldn't be too bad. Ideally, I think though we need to hold above that. We need to keep this golden cross, and even if we fail the initial resistance this time, I think it's okay to come back down here, gain some more buyers, and then eventually break through this. So that's what I am looking for the altcoin market. And if you guys did enjoy this video and it did help you out and make a lot of sense, I would appreciate it if you guys just slapped a like, commented something down below that you guys might have a question on, and shared it with a friend if you really did enjoy it. You know, it helps out the channel a lot. And that is going to be pretty much the end of this video. So once again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys very, very soon. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.